Hello everyone, my name is Ian Dom. I went to India with the Nandas. So first time going to India, I know I did a research project it's called Multicultural Foods. And I asked David about India, just the food and stuff. And he gave me his word. He said if I ever had an opportunity to go to India, that he'd let me know, and he did, and I said yes. So I had the privilege to go. I don't think anything I could have done that would have prepared me for India. At first, I think I came in with like, oh, I've done this whole like overseas thing before, and I remember having not necessarily cocky but confident, and then I felt like God kind of broke that like pretty quick, you know, like, oh, you think you know India? Well, bro, like he just took the bat to my knees, like, yeah, I think just being with the kids, and just definitely seeing life from another perspective. I know, like, to go on a missions trip, like, I know Pastor Doug always says, like, when you go on a missions trip, you're never the same. And not only does your worldview change, but it's like your idea of who God is change. And I think I thought of the God of the white Caucasian, Midwestern, like that's who God provides for. And it's like, no, man, like it's way bigger than that. Like the spectrum of people who love Jesus are so much bigger, and they have so much to give. Think of just how I think it was very humbling, because I complain about stuff like, oh, my laundry's not done yet, and like there they do it by hand, you know, like unless you have like I think it just showed me like in America we're so privileged and we don't rely on God, and people over there, they're so passionate because their faith is like challenged. You know, we're not challenged here. We get comfortable. You know, I think technology makes it easy for us to be comfortable, but over there, I mean, they don't have anything. I mean, there's some people that have more, but yeah, I think that's one thing that God showed me. Yeah, women sit on one side, men on the other. Kids are usually in the front, probably so they pay attention, but yeah, so like they sing and then they clap hands, and yeah, so like the pastor, they'll sing and then the message will be given and they'll have their Bibles and flip around, so just like us. When I talked to, there was a blind girl in one of the villages, man, I'm spaced on the villages too, I feel terrible about that, but I met her and I was an idiot. I asked her what her favorite color was, and she said pink, and she's blind, you know, but she was just so gracious to me and that family. Like, there was just life there, and I was just so inspired by that. I think I was just so inspired that she could speak English. Yeah, the leprosy colony was pretty powerful. I know when we went to the hospital, that was really cool. We served them like hot milk and bread and bananas and stuff. But it's just crazy to think that leprosy still exists, because it's treatable with antibiotics, and even if you and I got it, you just treat it with antibiotics. But it's just crazy to think that like Jesus healed the lepers, and like in that culture you're exiled completely, and if you're a widow you're even more exiled. But I won't get ahead of myself with the widows. But yeah, so like just praying over them, giving them hot milk, bananas, and bread, that was a way we could serve them. Even if it was very small, it had like a profound effect on just their day, or maybe the first 15 minutes of their day. One of my buddies was telling me how much of an idiot I was for going, and that like I'm risking my life for just a bunch of poor people that don't matter, and that I'm risking my career for something really stupid. And like, he's got it all wrong, dude. I mean, like, it's inspired me to just like kind of give up the American dream, just to like do something, like get a degree in something that can change the world, and then go back. I mean, I don't know. not to say I ever would or wouldn't, I don't know. You know, like it's definitely something that, like, just get out of the American, like, I'm not saying it's all evil, but like the living on a cul-de-sac with the white picket fence, I mean, dude, that's empty, you know, like, there's people that are available that really need help, and like, we're just sitting in it with our air conditioning and like being empty on, you know, like on Facebook, and just feel sorry for ourselves. And not to say that all that's evil. I mean, Facebook's good, and Facebook helped me raise money to go to India, but there's gotta be more, you know. So yeah. It's cool to see how, like, God works, and man, I hope I'm not sounding like so righteous when I say that, because I'm still an idiot. I still make mistakes, and like, even just coming back to the States, like, I know there's things I need to change about myself. So by no means am I saying this like I've made it. I think there's some people who come back from Europe or any foreign country and they think that they're better than everyone else. But yeah, getting back to the story with this driver, like, we were like late, or like he was getting impatient for sure. And I know, like, I don't know if he was down or if he actually came up with us the entire time, but he was kind of like in the background, and like he was listening to what your dad had to say. And what was really profound for the widows is that they talked about Jesus as the only one that died and came back to life. And they had like a thing on the wall of, you know, like some guy that was like like idols. It's just crazy to think, you know, idols, like literally like statues of these gods that they have. And like, out of the 3 million gods, Jesus was the only one that died and came back. And they thought that was really profound. It just goes to show that, like, Jesus caring for the widows and lepers and orphans, like, that was something extremely unique to the world. And like in like the States, we don't see that. We don't see lepers. We don't see widows. You know, but going back to the driver, like, he saw that. He saw Jesus working, you know, through this ministry, through Serve India, and just, you know, I firmly believe God was speaking through your dad, because all those ladies accepted Christ that day. And I mean, that was profound, and that was real, and that happened, and we were there, and he saw that, and like, I think he got pretty emotional too. Like, he saw it, like, he saw the light. And I don't know if he ever did come to the Lord, but I know we gave him some tracts before we left. And like, but he was engaged, like, he was actually listening, like, he, you know, like, get his ears up in the forest, whatever. Yeah, that was cool. It's cool that like we had a mission, and we were really like focused, and like, you know, hard charging, doing our thing. And then like, but like, the subtleties of how God works isn't always, like, that wasn't a part of our plan. That wasn't our objective. But he was just in the back and saw it, and I guess he got caught in the wake of what we were doing there. So. I think it had to be, I mean, I had an oversense of confidence coming back, of just, I knew that Jesus was real. I knew that I needed to do my best, and it motivates me to this day to be better. You know, like, if I do something wrong, it has an effect on the ministry, on my ministry. And I know I could have got more involved back home with Crusade. Crusade's like, you know, the student organization that we're a part of. And I don't want to say I had regrets, but I wish, it's inspiring me to have an idea to be more motivated about the gospel, to be more intentional with people, and I want to make that a reality. And I think it's easy, like, when you go on, like, you know, like when we went to Big Break, or like we go on mission trips, like, that's our mission. But like, when we're living our lives and we don't take time to talk about Jesus to other people, and then that has an effect. But I feel like coming back, just to answer the question, is like, it made it more real that Jesus is the truth. it's the real deal, and it doesn't just apply to Midwest, small town, Hudson, Wisconsin anymore. It applies to the world, and that I have a responsibility. That's my responsibility. It's nobody else. It's not my family. It's not nobody else. But my own to talk about Jesus, talk to him about, like, on a daily basis, and that fear or shame that I have attributed that to other people, like it's like I remember the little kids back in India that, like, they needed Jesus too. The leper needed Jesus. The widow, the rickshaw driver, and, you know, like the white middle class male working, you know, a white collar job. Like he needs the gospel just as bad.